He was handsome, charismatic and intelligent. Ted Bundy was the kind of man who could easily blend into any social setting, making friends and gaining trust without much effort. His good looks and charm were his most potent weapons, allowing him to mask the darkness that lay beneath his polished exterior. People were naturally drawn to him, never suspecting the sinister intentions that lurked behind his friendly smile. A law student, a volunteer at a suicide hotline, seemingly a pillar of the community, Bundy appeared to be the epitome of a responsible and caring individual. He was often seen helping others, whether it was through his volunteer work or his academic pursuits. His involvement in the community painted a picture of a man dedicated to making the world a better place. This facade of normalcy and altruism made his true nature all the more shocking when it was finally revealed. Yet beneath the surface of this charming exterior lurked a monster. Bundy's true self was a stark contrast to the image he projected. He harbored a deep-seated darkness, a predatory instinct that drove him to commit unspeakable acts. This duality made him one of the most terrifying figures in criminal history. As he was able to hide his malevolence so effectively, Ted Bundy, the name still sends chills down spines, a chilling reminder that evil often wears a familiar face. His mugshot, with its cold, calculating eyes, serves as a haunting reminder of the horrors he inflicted. Bundy's ability to appear normal while committing heinous crimes has left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness, a stark warning that danger can often be hidden in plain sight. His crimes, as shocking as they were brutal, captivated and horrified a nation. The sheer brutality of his actions left people in a state of disbelief and fear. The nation watched in horror as the details of his crimes emerged, each revelation more disturbing than the last. The shockwaves of his actions were felt far and wide, leaving a lasting impact on society. Bundy's case transcended the typical true crime narrative. It wasn't just the gruesome nature of his crimes that captured the public's attention, but also the psychological complexity of the man behind them. His case became a focal point for discussions on criminal psychology, law enforcement, and the nature of evil itself. Bundy's story has been the subject of countless documentaries, books, and films, each attempting to unravel the enigma of his character. He became a media sensation, his charm and intelligence making his crimes even more incomprehensible. The media was fascinated by Bundy, often portraying him as a paradoxical figure, a charming, intelligent man capable of unimaginable cruelty. This dichotomy made him a compelling subject for news coverage, drawing in audiences who were both horrified and intrigued by his story. The media frenzy surrounding his case only added to his notoriety, cementing his place in the annals of criminal history. How could someone so seemingly normal be capable of such monstrous acts? This question has puzzled experts and laypeople alike for decades. Bundy's ability to maintain a facade of normalcy while committing such atrocities challenges our understanding of human nature. It forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth that evil can exist in the most unexpected places, hidden behind a mask of normalcy. This question continues to fascinate and disturb us, even decades later. The mystery of Bundy's dual nature remains a topic of intense interest and study. Psychologists, criminologists, and true crime enthusiasts continue to delve into his life and crimes, seeking to understand what drove him to such extremes. The enduring fascination of Bundy speaks to a broader curiosity about the human capacity for evil and the factors that can lead someone down such a dark path. To understand the depths of Bundy's depravity, we must delve into the darkest corners of the human psyche. This involves exploring the complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors that can contribute to the development of a psychopath. By examining these elements, we can gain a deeper understanding of what makes individuals like Bundy tick, and perhaps find ways to prevent such tragedies in the future. We must explore the world of psychopathy, a personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy, remorse, and a propensity for violence. Psychopathy is a condition that affects a small percentage of the population, but its impact can be devastating. Individuals with this disorder often exhibit a superficial charm and a manipulative nature, making them adept at deceiving those around them. Understanding psychopathy is crucial for identifying and mitigating the risks posed by such individuals. By examining Bundy's life, his crimes, and his psychological profile, we can gain a chilling glimpse into the mind of a psychopath. This examination can provide valuable insights into the warning signs and behaviors associated with psychopathy, helping us to better recognize and address these traits in others. Bundy's case serves as a stark reminder of the potential for darkness within the human soul and the importance of vigilance in protecting ourselves and our communities from such threats. Ted Bundy wasn't a monstrous figure lurking in the shadows. He didn't fit the stereotypical image of a deranged killer. Instead, he was the kind of person you might pass on the street without a second glance. A seemingly ordinary man with an extraordinary ability to blend into his surroundings. He was attractive, articulate, and knew how to blend in. His good looks and charm were his most potent weapons, allowing him to gain the trust of his victims and those around him. Bundy's ability to present himself as a normal, even likable, individual was a key factor in his ability to evade suspicion for so long. This dissonance, the stark contrast between his outward appearance and his inner darkness, is a hallmark of psychopathy. Psychopaths often wear a mask of normalcy, hiding their true nature behind a facade of charm and charisma. Bundy's case is a textbook example of this phenomenon, where the external persona is meticulously crafted to conceal the malevolent intentions lurking beneath. Bundy possessed an uncanny ability to charm and manipulate those around him. He could be incredibly persuasive, using his intelligence and charisma to bend people to his will. This manipulative streak was not just limited to his victims. He was able to deceive law enforcement, friends, and even his own family. He exuded confidence and charisma, drawing people to him like moths to a flame. His magnetic personality made it easy for him to lure unsuspecting victims into his trap. People were naturally drawn to him, often finding themselves captivated by his engaging demeanor and seemingly genuine interest in them. This superficial charm, however, masked a chilling void within. Beneath the surface, Bundy was devoid of genuine human emotion. His interactions were calculated, designed to achieve his own ends without any regard for the feelings or well-being of others. This emotional emptiness is a core characteristic of psychopathy, where the individual is incapable of forming true emotional connections. Bundy lacked empathy, the ability to understand or share the feelings of others. This absence of empathy allowed him to commit his heinous acts without any sense of guilt or remorse. He viewed his victims not as human beings with their own lives and emotions, but as mere objects to be used and discarded at his whim. Their suffering was meaningless to him, their lives disposable in his pursuit of self-gratification. This callous disregard for human life is another defining trait of psychopathy. For Bundy, the pain and terror he inflicted were inconsequential, mere byproducts of his insatiable desire for control and dominance. His intelligence, another defining trait, made him even more dangerous. Bundy was not just a brute force killer, he was a meticulous planner, capable of outsmarting those who sought to bring him to justice. His high IQ and strategic thinking enabled him to stay one step ahead of law enforcement for years. Bundy was cunning and manipulative, able to meticulously plan his crimes and evade capture for years. His ability to think several steps ahead, to anticipate the moves of his pursuers, made him a formidable adversary. He was able to exploit the weaknesses in the system, using his knowledge of law and psychology to his advantage. He used his intelligence not for good, but for evil, twisting his abilities to serve his dark desires. Instead of using his talents to contribute positively to society, Bundy chose a path of destruction and chaos. His actions were a perverse testament to the potential for human intelligence to be used in the most malevolent ways. His lack of remorse and guilt, a chilling hallmark of the psychopathic mind, allowed him to commit horrific acts without a shred of conscience. This absence of moral restraint enabled Bundy to continue his killing spree, undeterred by the suffering he caused. His ability to compartmentalize his actions, to view them as separate from any moral or ethical considerations, is what made him so terrifyingly effective as a predator. Bundy's arrogance and overconfidence were also notable traits. He believed himself to be superior to others, often displaying a sense of grandiosity. This was evident when he chose to represent himself in court, convinced that he could outwit the legal system and secure his own freedom. His courtroom antics were a blend of theatricality and hubris, further illustrating his psychopathic tendencies. His interactions with the media were another platform for his manipulative charm. Bundy knew how to play to the cameras, presenting himself as a misunderstood individual rather than the cold-blooded killer he truly was. He used the media to his advantage, attempting to sway public opinion and create doubt about his guilt. Psychologists and criminologists have studied Bundy's case extensively, using it to understand the mind of a psychopath. His combination of charm, intelligence, and lack of empathy provides a chilling insight into the nature of psychopathy. Bundy's life and crime serve as a stark reminder of the potential for evil that can exist behind a seemingly benign facade. The true tragedy of Bundy's story lies in the lives he destroyed. Each victim was a person with dreams, aspirations, and loved ones. Their loss is a poignant reminder of the devastating impact of psychopathy. Bundy's ability to mask his true nature allowed him to inflict unimaginable pain and suffering, leaving a trail of broken lives in his wake. In the end, Ted Bundy remains a haunting figure, a man whose duality continues to fascinate and horrify. His story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of superficial charm and the hidden darkness that can lie beneath. Understanding Bundy's psychopathic traits helps us to recognize the warning signs and protect ourselves from those who, like him, hide their true nature behind a mask of normalcy.